Hello, everyone, and welcome to Swag Her Media. And I am your hostess today, a certified life coach, author, and speaker, Krishnata DeRozier. I'm super excited. We love to have incredible segments. This one is What's Going On. And today we're going to sit down and learn more in depth about Miss Essence Myrick. And I'm super excited. She is phenomenal and I love just reading about her story and all of the incredible wisdom she's going to be sharing with us today. And so we're going to jump right into our conversation. Welcome, Essence.
Thank you. And thank you so much for having me.
You are so welcome. We are excited to have you. And I am personally excited just to learn more about you. And so, if you could just tell us in your own words,
Okay.
because I know that this is maybe hard to do in a few words because you are like a Renaissance woman, but if you could just tell us who is Essence.
Essence, mom, entrepreneur, have a day job. I'm a tax accountant, a writer, up and coming writer, jack of all
Mhm.
trades. Yeah. I'm a wife, I'm
Mhm.
a daughter, I'm an older sister. Yeah.
I love that. So yes, you are every woman. I love it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I love that because so many of us can relate to wearing, several hats in our lives. And so I know that's something that you can relate to. You are, like you said, you have your business, um, you're creative, you are all about your family. I wanted to ask you, you are also a writer. And
I
so you
am.
are part of a book. It's an anthology book, The Art of Womanhood. If you could just tell us about that project and what is it about and how did your journey come into you being part of that project?
Yes. So the Art of Womanhood anthology, Fierce, Feminine, and Fearless. The visionary author, Angela Mitchell, who is phenomenal, a good friend of mine, wanted to get women of different ages together to speak about story and just share a part of our life and how it transformed us into the women that we were today. So she reached out and asked, who would want to be a part of this book. And for me, it was my moment. Writing was always a passion of mine, something that I always wanted to do. However, I didn't have the time, momming and lifing and things of that nature. So when she reached out and was like, hey, I'm doing this project, I just jumped on it. I was like, this is the perfect opportunity for me to really get out there, showcase my writing skills, and just share my story with so many women. And it's been a great journey. I've met 9 other phenomenal women, learned about their stories, built connections, and it's just been an amazing journey. So I'm really excited for this to be my first like co-author debut and just to get myself out there and just share more about myself and my story.
I love that because it definitely takes courage to open up and share your story. And I'm very happy to hear not only did you do that, but you had community and sisterhood around you and you were doing it with the other ladies that's a part of the book. And I know that we have to go and get our own copy, which we need to make sure we do that. If you can give us just a glimpse of some of the things that you were able to talk about in your chapter.
Sure. So my chapter is focused on motherhood. I was a young mom, so I had my first child while I was still in college. So I was still learning about myself, figuring out who I was, and I talk about that journey and how I had to learn to no longer be selfish and more selfless, and what he taught me as a person. And then I also discussed my second baby, who was my little young one. And that was a whole different experience. And I dive deep into what that experience looked like, how, your first and your second comes with two different challenges, and how, I thought I had everything figured out, but then came around to a whole new set of challenges and had to really learn more about myself and how I went through those experiences. So it's really me talking about my experiences, but also giving my kids their flowers and just thanking them for being there, being patient with me, and just teaching me so much about myself. So I wanted to honor them as well as share my story.
I love that. And going through becoming a mom. I'm not a mom yet, but I hope to be one day. I'm sure there was a lot of emotions and a lot of changes, even for you as a person. Um, is it fair to say that you had to become different versions of yourself as
Yeah.
you became a mom?
Yes, I had to become different versions, and I also had to learn that it's okay not to know. So, when you're taking care of yourself and you don't have no one else to worry about, you kind of go at your own pace. Like, this doesn't work out, you switch paces, switch gears, figure out what's next, and just keep moving forward. When you now have kids that you are responsible for, and your decisions now not only impact you, it impact two other people who depends on you. It
Mm,
puts another level of pressure on your back, right? Because now you have to get it right, not just for you, but for them. So learning that even in those moments, it's okay not to know. It's okay not to get it right that first time. And you can still learn and grow as you're going through those changes was something that in the beginning was hard for me to learn because I was a planner. I can tell you when I was 5 what I was going to be when I grew up and really meant it. I had everything planned out. So now just not being able to go with that same flow was a huge adjustment for me. And being able to say, you know what, I don't know. Mommy don't know today. I don't know how we're going to get through this one, but it's okay because we're going to figure it out. And my kids taught me that we're a team and we figure it out together. But it's okay to admit that you just don't know.
I think that's so beautiful because I know so many moms struggle with being, how open is too open? Can I be transparent? Can I let my children see my human side? Or do
Hmm.
I show up as superwoman all of the time? So I know there's always a bit of a struggle with how do I show up?
Yeah, it's so true. And we are like superheroes, super moms, and put on that cape and it's like we just go. Sometimes we don't give ourselves that grace. So my chapter actually is called My Boys Are My Superheroes because
Mm.
sometimes they put on that cape for me and they're just like, Mommy, we're gonna be okay. You know, we got it, we got it. So yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful that you have each other.
Mhm.
Like you said, you help each other. So I love that. And if I know you have a passion for writing, you also have, in addition to that, to kind of talk a little bit about all of your creative sides. You also have Royal Range Design. If you could tell us a little bit more about what that is, what you do,
Yes.
and because I want everyone just to hear about all of your creative side.
So Roy Rain Designs is a venture that I started with my husband, and it is a custom design and print studio. So you name it, we customize it. Apparel, promotional merchandise for small businesses, for schools, organizations, backpack, tote bags, all of the above. That was something that we started, I want to say in 2017. So as I'm a creator when it comes to writing, my husband is a creator on the design side, and he wanted to start his own business. He loved to create, and we just I supported it, and I was like, let's do it. So we have that. We also have Reigns, which is our um, lifestyle apparel brand, and that focuses on family. So everything that we do is family inspired. One of our brands is We Only Love Family Wolf, so it's like a wolf symbol, and we just try to promote and inspire family as much as possible in all aspects.
I love that. You guys have a create household. I absolutely love that. And
Yes.
so I know that you're balancing a lot. And so I want to ask you, is balance a myth or is it actually possible to balance all these different aspects of our lives?
I think balance is possible. I think it's first, though, taking time to honor yourself
Mm,
and making sure that your health and your wealth and is up to par. And by doing that, it gives you the mindset to actually balance everything else out. So I think it's possible when you take care of thyself. It's a little bit more difficult when you don't give yourself those moments to honor your body and honor your mind. It becomes more challenging.
mhm. I hope you guys are hearing that because a lot of times we can consider being selfless as something that we must be doing all of the time. But it's important that we're making sure that we are incorporating self care into our schedules, making sure that we're okay so that we can show up for ourselves first and then for everyone else.
Yes,
So,
that is so important.
yeah.
And in the beginning, I did not give myself enough love. So it was all
Mhm.
about everyone else. And I thought I was showing up, but I wasn't showing up to the best of my abilities until I took that time to really learn myself and start taking care of myself first. And then I realized if I do that, then nice, happy house. Happy balance.
I love that. I'm glad that you recognize that and you were able to say, I have to make some changes here so that we can all be okay. And so thank you for sharing that as well. And so for you, how do you start to make the balance for your own self? Because you have the businesses, you are a mom, you are a wife. And so how do you, I know there's no perfect formula, but how do you balance everything that you have on your plate?
So for me, working out gives me that moment for myself. So I
Mhm.
did start my fitness journey 2 years ago, and that has really helped clear my mind. I do a lot of walking. Um, One thing we do in my house is, like we're talking about, is being very open and honest with each other. And my husband, my kids know, like, mommy needs this. In order for mommy to do all of these things, mommy needs just this hour or this 30 minutes. And they honor that. They actually, my little one does yoga with me. So, just being able to have that 30 minutes, have that hour of time a day and sticking to it every single day helps me be able to balance and handle everything else I have to handle for the rest of the day.
I love that. It's creating a healthy boundary, letting everyone know I just need some time. And then
Yeah.
everyone starts to recognize that. Mom, did you have your time? Right? Make sure mom gets her time. So
Yeah.
I love that so much. I love it. It's so important that we make sure not only that we're taking good care of ourselves, but that the people around us know that that is a priority. So,
Yes.
like you said, they can honor it as well.
Mhm. Yeah. They know. Mommy will be happy if mommy doesn't have her 30 minutes of yoga.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot. So,
That's
yeah.
good. I love that. I love that. Um, this may be hard to answer because I'm sure there's so many, but so far, what would you say has been the most rewarding part of motherhood?
Oh, that's a good one. Um, there are many, but I would
Mm-hmm.
have to say seeing them smile
Mm,
is it lets me know that I'm doing a good job. Their happiness and it's just their smiles just lets me know, like, okay, I'm doing it. May not do it right every day, but I'm doing something right. And just knowing that they're happy is enough for me.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So for the ladies like me who are not a mom yet, I know there's not enough prep you can do. But in terms of like maybe emotional or mental, what are some things you think that maybe ladies like myself can make a priority now so that we can show up better
Okay.
when that time
So I would say one, give yourself grace.
comes? Hmm.
That's so important. Give yourself grace. Mentally, I would sometimes you have to be unbothered. And just knowing like, there's gonna be so many things hitting you at one time. Just let it just let it go. Don't take
Hmm.
everything in, don't internalize everything. Um and be vocal. We tend to let it all bottle up, try to
Hmm.
process it all within ourselves, and then we explode because sometimes it's just too much. So be vocal, give yourself grace, and don't sometimes just have that unbothered attitude. Don't internalize everything. And I think if you can do those things when you're put in certain situations, it won't have such of a big impact, or you won't have like those emotional breakdowns as much. They're going to happen. It's just our nature.
Yeah.
But
I love that. I feel like you have just given me permission to let go of this idea that you have to have it all together all of the time and
yeah,
that moms don't make mistakes. So thank you for just that grace, like you said. So that is definitely wisdom. And so I needed to hear that. I'm sure it helped someone else as well. So thank you for that.
of course.
Awesome. I love it. And so again, tell us about, so you told us about the book. When does the book drop? When can we expect to be able to pick up a copy and read your chapter as well as the other chapters?
So the ebook is actually launching on May 8th.
Hmm.
I will have the link. Is We're going live, so it'll be a whole live stream. So you can definitely catch it then. The actual hard copies will be available a few weeks after that. So I will be on my website posting a book order form so that you can go and put your orders in once they become available, so you can read my chapter along with the other amazing women chapters as well. I um, I guarantee you that you're going to be able to take something out of, if it's not my chapter, it's someone's chapter in the book, because it's just so many amazing stories that we're sharing, so much knowledge, and it's from so many different age ranges, which is one of the beauties of the book.
I love that so much, Essence, because I do feel like we can all learn
Yes.
and take away things and nuggets and wisdom from each other. I
Mhm.
think women, one of the things that keep us strong is just our sharing. A lot of times we can feel like we are in this by ourselves. No one understands us. And so when
Mhm.
you read these powerful stories of what a woman has been through, what she's learned on the other side, it can really help us on our journey, right?
Yeah.
Of like saying, I'm not alone. Maybe this is a different perspective that I need to see. Maybe I can just look at this from a different angle, but it also gives me hope that there's life on the other side, there's success on the other side, there's happiness on the other side. And so I just want to thank you and the other ladies just for sharing your stories. It means a lot. And just hopefully it serves also as an encouragement to other ladies to share, share
Yes.
with each other, encourage each other, support each other because we're not in this by ourselves.
Yes, that is so true. And that's very, very important. Sharing and knowing that you're not alone.
Yeah.
There's someone out there that may not have went through the exact same experience, but can definitely relate to something that you've been through. And just being okay with opening up and sharing your story and being vocal is important.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm just declaring that this book, The Art of Womanhood, Fierce, Feminine, and Fearless, is going to help women find their voice,
Yes.
find the courage, and hopefully find hope again if it was lost at any point. So I'm excited about it. And so, guys, make sure you stay connected with Essence on all of her social media sites. She's gonna, as the date gets closer, she'll be dropping all of that information. All the links are in our chat, and so I want to make sure you guys stay connected with her, follow her journey, because this is just the beginning of
Yes.
her writing as well. And so we want to make sure we follow all the incredible things that she is doing, along with the work she does with Royal Range Design as well. Essence, do you want to leave us with any parting wisdom before we end today's segment?
Um, Again, grace, I think, is very important just to keep saying, to give yourselves grace, be vocal, and be unbothered sometimes. And learn, just don't internalize everything. Sometimes we just gotta, it happens, we just let it go, keep moving, and that's it.
I
Thank
love that.
you.
I love that so much. And so the same grace that we extend to other people, let's now extend that to ourselves.
Yes. And self care, just take a minute, even if it's 5 minutes out of a day, just give yourself that and just be one with you.
Mhm. I love it. I love it, guys. Stay connected. Get connected with Essence. She's incredible, as you just heard. And thank you for hanging out with us today um, in the What's Going On segment. So we had a great time. I am your hostess, Chris DeRocher, and we are signing off until next time. And
Thank
until then,
you.
we will. Thank you, Essence, so much. Thank you, guys. Take care.